Top 10 number 1 draft picks in NBA history. Getting the first pick in the NBA is always met with a lot of fanfare within the franchise and its fan base, but that's probably just half the task. NBA is one of the most popular sports today, and draft picks have been part of its history for decades. In this video, we will show you the top 10 best picks in NBA history. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Let's get it on! 10. Oscar Robertson, Cincinnati Royals 1960. Oscar Robertson is one of several NBA legends who dominated the league in the 1960s. In just his second year with the Cincinnati Royals, the Big O became the only player in NBA history to average a triple-double for a season. He led the franchise to 6 consecutive playoff appearances, but wouldn't win a championship until playing with the Milwaukee Bucks in 1971. The towering 6'5" guard went on to play until 1974, when he called it a day. 9. Larry Johnson, Charlotte Hornets 1991. Johnson, an athletic marvel, came into the league with incalculable potential. He was Rookie of the Year in 1992, made the All-Star team in his second season, and signed a 12-year, $84 million contract in 1993, the biggest in the league history at the time. Back problems sapped his bounce, but Johnson developed skills to compensate. The power forward shot 38.6% from deep and averaged 18.8 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 4.6 assists in the 1994-95 season. Also making his second All-Star team, he was just as good the following year, posting averages of 20.5 points, 8.4 rebounds, and 4.4 assists. Though decline proved inevitable following his moves to the Knicks in 1996, Johnson was an effective player for the balance of his 10-year career. 8. Chris Webber, Golden State Warriors 1993. The Sacramento Kings have made the playoffs 8 times in the last 21 years, and Webber was the best player on 7 of those teams, from 1998-99 to 2004-05. He gave the Kings 23.5 points, 10.6 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.5 blocks per game, while serving as the hub of the prettiest early 2000s offense in the league. If not for Robert Horry's back-breaking 3 in Game 4 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals, Webb would have had a ring. Those Kings were that good. He finished in the top 10 MVP 5 times during his career, made 5 All-Star teams and 5 All-NBA teams, including first-team honors in 2000-2001, and also won Rookie of the Year. Though he hasn't been inducted yet, Webber has been a finalist for the Hall of Fame every year since 2017. Considering he ranks in the NBA's top 100 for career points, rebounds, blocks, and steals, he is likely to be inducted soon. 7. Yao Ming, Houston Rockets 2002. The skilled 7'6" center was an all-star in each of the 8 seasons he managed to get on the court, including 2010-11. When he played just 5 games, international fan voting was responsible for a few undeserved all-star trips, but stuffing the ballot box had nothing to do with Yao's 5 All-NBA nods. Injuries limited him to 57 games in 2005-2006, 48 games in 2006-07, and 55 games in 2007-08, and he sat out all of 2009-2010 with a broken foot. His counting numbers suffer from so much unavailability. Still, Yao ranks in the top 25 in NBA history in career player efficiency rating, per any time he would make it to the court. The whole world knew he was going to do wonders. 6. David Robinson, San Antonio Spurs 1989. Robinson led the Spurs to a remarkable turnaround in his rookie season and earned numerous honors throughout his entire career playing for San Antonio. But perhaps his biggest contribution to the franchise was a season-ending injury in 1997 that led to another number 1 draft pick. Surrounded by new talent in the form of fellow future Hall of Famer Tim Duncan, the Admiral won his first championship in 1999. And another in his final season in 2003. David Maurice Robinson, nicknamed the Admiral, who also worked for the United States Navy, audaciously left his mark on the sport. 5. Allen Iverson, Philadelphia 76ers 1996. He is largely credited with bringing the hip-hop culture to the NBA, a style so much associated with the game. Today, it's weird to think about the NBA before Iverson. Iverson had cornrows, he had tattoos all over his body. He got off the bus and walked around in gangster clothes. He was friends with rappers. For better or worse, Iverson changed the whole cultural significance of the NBA. This legendary NBA player, weighing in at 165 pounds, threw himself into traffic on a nightly basis. He averaged 41.1 minutes per game for his career, leading the league in that state 7 times. His 4 scoring titles were a testament to his otherworldly competitive spirit. That mentality helped define Sixers team that reached the playoffs 6 times in Iverson's first 9 seasons, peaking with a trip to the finals in 2001, a cultural icon, an 11-time NBA All-Star, a 7-time All-NBA team member, an MVP, and a Hall of Famer. Iverson left a footprint on the Sixers' history and NBA as a whole. 4. Dwight Howard, Orlando Magic 2004. With Dwight Howard, the Magic drafted one of the greatest interior defenders the league has ever seen. Seemingly indestructible, Howard played all 82 games in 5 of his first 6 seasons, ultimately missing just 7 contests from 2004 to 05 to 2010 to 11. He won Defensive Player of the Year 3 times, led the league in rebounds per game 5 times, and swatted more shots than anyone over the course of an entire decade. 2004 to 2005 to 2013 to 2014. An 8-time All-NBA standout, Howard led the Magic to the finals in 2008 to 2009 and made the playoffs 10 times during his career for 5 straight seasons from 2007 to 08 to 2011 to 12. He ranked in the top 7 in MVP voting. That's exactly the kind of prime you want from a top pick. Don't let the injuries and locker room rotation distract you from what Howard accomplished during his best years. 3. Shaquille O'Neal, Orlando Magic 1992. We've crossed into new territory here, as Shaquille O'Neal is the kind of unquestioned megastar who hardly needs statistical justification for placement. Everybody knows how great Shaq was unless you don't want to know. Perhaps the most physically overpowering force the league has ever seen, O'Neal was the best player on the Los Angeles Lakers team that won 3 straight titles from 1999 to 2000. To 2001 to 02. He collected a 4th ring with the 2005 to 06 Heat, contributing 18.4 points and 9.8 rebounds per game in the playoffs as a 33-year-old. O'Neal made 15 All-Star games and 14 All-NBA teams, won a regular season MVP and 3 finals MVPs, collected a pair of scoring titles, and obviously entered the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. 10th all-time in total points, 6th in rebounds, 9th in blocks, and 4th in PER. O'Neal deserves mention in the conversation about the greatest centers ever to grace the NBA. 2. Tim Duncan, San Antonio Spurs, 1997. With Tim Duncan, we don't have to weigh the value of a sterling prime against a prolonged stretch of solid play, because he melded the two together like few others. This legendary player made the All-NBA team 15 times. His 15 years as an All-Defensive honoree are the most in NBA history. Nobody else has more than 12. 2 MVPs, 5 rings, 3 Finals MVPs in the process, and 15 All-Star appearances give Duncan an incomparable resume. And that's before trying to figure out how much extra credit he deserves for serving as the rock of the Spurs' 2-decade run of playoff appearances. The tone that this man set still endures several years after his retirement. Some might argue that head coach Greg Popovich of the Spurs deserves as much credit for the franchise's non-stop winning. But it's telling that Popovich has always tied his team's success to the quiet leader in the middle. That was Duncan. 1. LeBron James, Cleveland Cavaliers, 2003. King James was held in high regard at St. Vincent St. Mary High School in his hometown of Akron, Ohio. Before he ever put on an NBA uniform, the Cavaliers took James as their number 1 in 2003. and he led the franchise to its first ever NBA Finals appearance in 2007. In 2010, he bolted to Miami, where he won titles in 2012 and 2013, before making his return to Cleveland and leading the Cavs back to the NBA Finals in 2015 and winning it in 2016. With regards to NBA records in the past 30 years, James is 4th all-time in total points, 10th in assists, and 2nd in player efficiency rating per. He's a 4-time MVP who could easily have 3 or 4 more, a 16-time All-Star, and a 4-time champion. The only argument against King James, who is already one of the greatest players to ever suit up, is the team that drafted him didn't get anything close to the prolonged reliability Duncan provided his team. Sure, the Cavs got their only ring when James triumphantly returned for his second stint with the organization, but they didn't get the sustained contributions Duncan gave the Spurs. James, therefore, is undoubtedly the best NBA draft pick in history. I hope you enjoyed our video. Kindly remember to subscribe to our channel for more of our entertaining and sporty content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our weekly uploads. We value your feedback. Feel free to share your thoughts and also let us know what you would want us to cover in the comment section below.